I refused to be my sister's maid of honor after she uninvited my boyfriend. My sister Emma's always been the type who needs control over everything. Growing up, she'd throw actual tantrums if mom didn't serve dinner on the right plates, or if dad picked the wrong TV channel. So when she got engaged to her college boyfriend Trevor, I knew her wedding planning was gonna be a nightmare. She asked me to be her maid of honor 6 months before the wedding, and honestly, I was shocked. We're not super close, but family is family, right? Plus, my boyfriend Jake had been amazing about helping me deal with all her crazy requests. He'd drive me to 3 different flower shops in one day because Emma couldn't decide between roses and peonies. He even helped me practice walking in heels for hours because she insisted on 4-inch stilettos. The first red flag should have been when Emma made a seating chart and put Jake at the kids' table. When I asked why, she said the adult tables were for serious couples only. And since Jake and I had only been dating for 8 months, we didn't qualify. I thought it was weird but didn't push it. Then she started getting picky about Jake's outfit. First, his tie was the wrong shade of blue. Then his shoes were too casual. She literally made me take photos of his entire outfit and send them to her for approval. Jake was being a good sport about it, but I could tell he was getting annoyed. 2 weeks before the wedding, Emma called me crying. She said Trevor's parents were being difficult about the guest list and they had to cut some people. I felt bad for her until she said Jake was one of the people who got cut. I was like, what do you mean Jake got cut? He's my +1. She goes, well, Trevor's cousin really wants to bring his new girlfriend, and we just don't have room. I pointed out that Jake had already bought his plane ticket and booked time off work. Emma just shrugged and said, sorry, but family comes first. The thing is, Trevor's cousin lives 20 minutes away and changes girlfriends every few months. Jake had to fly in from Denver where he was working a temporary assignment, but apparently Emma thought some random girl Trevor's cousin met on Tinder was more important than my boyfriend of almost a year. I told Emma this was ridiculous and she needed to find another solution. That's when she dropped the real bomb. She said Jake made her uncomfortable because he was too friendly with the other bridesmaids during dress fittings. I was confused because Jake had only met the other bridesmaids once, at Emma's engagement party. He'd had normal conversations with them about work and movies. Nothing weird or flirty. When I said this, Emma claimed he'd been looking at them wrong, and she didn't want that energy at her wedding. I realized Emma was making this whole thing up because she wanted total control over her wedding day. She couldn't stand that I had someone supporting me through all her bridesmaid demands, so I told her if Jake wasn't invited, I wasn't coming either. Emma completely lost it. She started screaming about how I was ruining her special day and being selfish. She said she'd already paid for my bridesmaid dress and the bridal shower decorations. When I didn't back down, she hung up on me. The next day, my mom called saying Emma was devastated and I needed to apologize. Apparently, Emma had been crying to everyone about how her own sister was abandoning her. Mom said Jake could probably still come if I just talked to Emma nicely, but I was done playing Emma's games. I'd spent months and hundreds of dollars helping with her wedding. I'd listened to her complain about every tiny detail. I'd driven all over town for her stupid errands. And this was how she repaid me? I texted Emma that I was officially stepping down as maid of honor. She could find someone else to deal with her drama. Emma tried calling me 15 times that day. When I finally answered, she was sobbing and saying she'd made a mistake. She begged me to come back as maid of honor and said Jake could come after all, but it was too late. I'd already seen how little she respected me and my relationship. Plus, Jake had already made other plans for that weekend. The wedding happened without me. From what I heard through family, it was a disaster. Emma's replacement maid of honor was her college roommate who barely knew the family. The girl apparently had no idea what she was doing and everything was chaos. Emma didn't speak to me for 3 months after the wedding.